in honor of this man's 50th anniversary of his title at Wimbledon in 1975. Head is releasing a beautiful new cosmetic special edition of the Boom MP. Stick around, see how it looks on court, and figure out if this racket is one that you have to add to your arsenal. For this playtest, I decided to string the racket up with Head Lynx Touch. I think it's a really great string that A, complements the racket on a cosmetic level, and B, complements the racket on a performance level. Now, the Boom MP is generally considered a power racket, even though it is a thinner beam, which makes it more maneuverable and doesn't quite have the plow through as a racket like an Instinct might. It still is considered a power racket, and Lynx Touch is a wonderfully soft poly string, which gives great access to power. So I think both the comfort and power matched with the comfort and power of the Boom MP really made it like a nice play test. I was able to move around, hit comfortably with it, and no wrist, no elbow, no arm issues at all.
The Head Boom MP Arthur Ashe Competition Legacy Edition is 295 grams, which equates to 10.4 ounces unstrung, with a swing weight of 317, making it 6 points head light with a balance point of 12.8 inches. It has a 100 square inch head size, a length of 27 inches, and an open 16 by 19 string pattern, and a beam that goes from 23 to 24 back down to 23 millimeters. The stock grip is the Hydrazord Pro and has a retro silver cosmetic reminiscent of the aluminum skin on the original Arthur Ashe Competition. This MP has identical specs to the standard and alternate cosmetics, and thus sits above the Team, MPL, and Team L in the Boom lineup, but below the Pro in terms of its weight.
Now, with most special edition rackets, the number one thing we're going to talk about is the cosmetic, because that is the whole point of a special edition racket. While there are some awesome cosmetic features like the beautiful silver that goes around the whole racket, the Arthur Ashe Competition written just at the bottom of the hoop, the Arthur Ashe Legacy written on the sides, the top of the grip right where it meets the throat of the racket being that old classic piece, all those details are awesome and cool and beautiful. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But my favorite feature actually is the header card. Now, this is the most badass header card I have ever seen in my life. I love it. I love the way it's with Arthur Ashe looking down pensively, nice dark silver, everything about it is just awesome. I might buy the racket just to put the header card up on a wall somewhere. I think it looks really great, and it goes really nicely with the racket hanging on the wall, hanging in your office, wherever it is. Since this edition of the Boom MP features the exact same specs as your standard Boom MP or your Boom MP alternate, you can rely on this to be a really comfortable, fun play test from the baseline. For me in particular, I enjoyed it off the forehand, especially my flatter forehand. When I was really taking a more compact swing, the ball really flew off the sweet spot quite nicely, able to get easy access to depth. I could let the racket do more of the work for me. However, I felt like I couldn't get the launch angle that I want. If I wanted to go heavy topspin, I wasn't quite as rewarded. So I really found that from the baseline, if you are a flatter hitter that wants some easy access to power, this was definitely a top shelf pick. Now, my favorite part of this racket had to be the serve. I think this is why you get the name Boom for the boom. When you really load up and crank it, there's that unique sound that this racket makes, and it is just glorious, especially with the flat ones out wide in the ad court. Not so much with the slice ones or the heavy kickers. Those I wasn't rewarded so much. But definitely with the flat ones, either down the tee in the deuce court or out wide in the ad court. It's just lock, load, boom. Super great access to power, easily putting my opponents on the defense, getting a second or +1, your serve +1, easy forehand putaways. So I really love this racket on those flatter serves when I'm being aggressive. The racket moves through the air very quickly and easily, but has enough mass that it plows through the ball. So a great balance there. Not too heavy that I can't move it, not too light that it doesn't plow through, but just enough of both that I get everything I need on those big serves. Unlike this racket's namesake, I really don't feel like it performed that well up at net. Granted, it's not really designed to be a volleyer's racket, but still I have to comment on it regardless. I felt like really the only volley that I felt comfortable with was a slower one, medium slow paced one that I was just volleying deep down the middle of the court. Whenever I tried to angle it off, play a drop shot, take a lot of pace, I felt like this racket didn't quite hold up or provide the feel or touch that I needed or usually require. Otherwise, it was pretty comfortable. Usually you can get a bit of a jarring sensation up in net, especially off center hits. Definitely not jarring, super comfortable, but I would rather maybe take a little discomfort to get some of those other aspects of volleying that are super important to me.
This racket scored well in our Solow Sports review. As a powerful yet comfortable frame, this racket is designed for players who are more modern in that they are staying back and rallying from the baseline, but more traditional in that they have more linear strokes. The ideal player for this racket has an NTRP rating of 3.0 or higher, can generate their own pace but wants a little extra juice on their shots, and puts a premium on maneuverability and comfort. Whether you're a player with a one-handed backhand like Auxetic or a two-hander like Goff, this racket will work well for your game. Similar rackets from other brands include the Babolat Pure Drive, the Solinco Blackout 300, the TF X1 300, the Yonex E-Zone 100, the Dunlop FX 500, and the Wilson Ultra 100. This racket is a must-try for any player looking for both good feel and good comfort on the court.
Thanks for sticking around all the way to the end of this review of the Head Boom MP Arthur Ashe Special Edition. As always, make sure you subscribe so you're always updated as to when new rackets are releasing, whether it's just cosmetics, whole new lines of rackets, new strings, new technologies, everything new and exciting is here on this channel. And as always, we look forward to seeing you in the next video.